Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift episode 215. We got a really special guest on today. I'm super pumped about it personally. And little Saturday consciousness, let us know how you guys are feeling in the chats. Shabbat Shalom. It's a big day. And I can't wait to bring on our guest in about 3 minutes. And I'm super pumped. So there's that. Let us know how you guys are feeling this weekend. What has you most jazzed? What are you pumped up about? And where are you currently removing limitations from your life? I'm waiting for our partner in crime, Big Dave, to hop on. We're going to get this party started, baby. Siegel in the house. Unbelievable news. Koya, I see you on. We're going to bring you on in just a couple minutes. And we're going to get this party started. The Godfather in the house. Great to see you. Where is Dave? Let's see if we can request him. If that's possible. I have to attend the bar mitzvah this morning, so I'm so pumped about that. Actually, I get to attend it. Excuse me. Colleen, any sign of Big Dave? Junior in the house. Great to see everybody. What are you guys most jazzed about this weekend? What's on the agenda? And where might you be limiting yourself? And how willing would you be to remove that limitation? Okay. We're going to get this party started. The show must go on. And I'm going to bring on our guest. Let's do this. I'm so pumped for this.
Hey,
He is. Good morning.
good morning.
I'm so pumped to have you on today.
It's
My
so,
co-pilot is going to be on in just a couple minutes, hopefully, but I wanted to bring you on, not waste a second. How are you?
I am wonderful. Burning some sage.
Beautiful. Where are you down in from? Where are you?
I'm actually in from Atlanta.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Atlanta's a self-care Saturday.
Heck yeah. The best kind.
You know, every weekend. How are
Beautiful.
you
I love it.
doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
So many places we could take this conversation. Our community is in for such a treat. I wanted to just come out the gate to you, be a little icebreaker. I know it's a dear topic to you. What exactly is a life reset?
Oh, that's a good question. So a life reset is when you feel like it can be any time, but a lot of times when I feel like I need to reset is when I feel frustrated, lack of clarity, overwhelmed, anything outside of your highest and greatest self, you could do a life reset. And so for me, going through my mom's transition in February, kind of made me feel so sad. And even though I've gotten these beautiful opportunities, that happened. And I'm also starting my fertility journey. I got married in November. I think you got married last year too, right?
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you too. So it's just a lot of stress, like challenging stress of grief of transition and also stress of being newly married and starting fertility journey. And so I was like, I need a life reset. I need to rearrange things that support my life now. So even though people might look at me and I was like, you got a good life. Looks like things are cool. The outside is not it. You really have to check in with yourself personally and ask yourself, do things need to change for me to live the life that I want to live moving forward? And for me, I needed to change some things.
Is unbelievable. And I think of consciousness, right? Raising your level of awareness to even do that deep dive and kind of take some inventory and realize where you're at and what feels good and maybe what doesn't. It's so interesting to me that so many people don't take that time to assess.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't feel like, or they don't know that they need it. That's what I've become. Cause I that was like of this whole year, that life reset has been the most in demand of anything else that I've shared because I don't think people knew they needed it until I said something about it. And I have something very, like an entrepreneur, I do like A/B testing. So we did a life alignment. And a lot of people feel like they're aligned, right? But when I said reset, somehow that resonated with people even deeper. And I think it's because they realize something is off. even though they might feel in alignment, they might feel spiritually aligned, but they know something's off. So the reset is what really I feel like people aligned with, the fact that something's off and I want to fix it.
I love it. And it's so interesting because most people probably do that when they feel something off. But isn't it also a good opportunity to do that when things are going really well and just say, is everything still in alignment? Am I on the right path? Does this still feel good? What else is possible?
Honestly, I think people should do it every single day. Like when you wake up, what feels good today? What doesn't feel good? Like I do it, honestly, I do it every day. When I say a life reset, it's kind of a big overhaul look at everything. But every day I wake up and I have my list of things I do for my spiritual time, 2 to 4 hours every single day. And I look at that list and I no longer try to check everything off. I look at that list and say, what do I want to do today? What do I feel like doing today? What aligns with me today? So I think it is a daily thing.
This is, to me, this is the epitome of living an authentic life, is to ask yourself every single day, am I living an authentic life today?
Exactly. Exactly. Because it changes every day. And especially when you have a partner, you're growing, they're growing, you're changing, they're changing. And you have to check in with yourself and your partner. And if you live with your family, you're checking in with everybody. And that is how you live your most authentic life, is to check in with yourself every day. And if you live with others, also check in with them and see how you can best support them.
I love this so much. How's married life treating you so far?
Man, it's amazing. It's challenging. It's all the things. I feel like married life is the biggest test you can take because you're with someone every single day. I feel like the deepest thing you can do for yourself is reflect on yourself. But then when you have a partner, that's someone outside of you where you have to also hold space for their reflections, their growth, what they're going through. So I do think it's the most beautiful and can be the most challenging thing if you're committed to growth and evolution with your partner, and especially if you work with your partner. So it's been amazing to see how much we've grown and how much we've fallen deeper in love over the last, well, we married in November, but we've been together for 2.5 years.
I love this. So I'm curious, have you felt a much different, maybe even deeper connection since you officially got married, or is it more just the same since you've been ready together anyway?
No. Oh, I definitely feel different because just going through the wedding,
And
okay? Can we just talk about that? It's a lot. It's a lot, and it will challenge you because here it is. You want to, if you're like me, a people please, you want to please everyone, you want to please your family. And really, it's you and your partner, right? And so that's like the first test of like, what can you agree on? What do you want? This is a joint thing, your family, their family. And so I think marriage, I mean, people do it differently, but when you're real in a union where you value your other person, some people are like, okay, you do it all or you do it all and I'll just be there, right? But when you're really building together and building your legacy, this is kind of the first thing where you're bringing both families together, and it can very much take your relationship in the next level. And some people get divorced in the next month because it's so hard. So yes, I definitely feel a difference. And we've taken every challenge, like the wedding challenge. We had two receptions. We had a destination wedding in Mexico, a reception in Atlanta and LA. So it challenged the crap out of us. And then we went a 30-day residency in Costa Rica. So this last 5 months of my life has been the most challenging, but the most beautiful at the same time.
I love it. I feel the same. And there's just something so spiritual and beautiful about going through the actual ceremony, the commitments, the I do's, having people there, bringing both families together. It's just deeper. And I didn't know what to expect, but it really is so beautiful. And just to be clear, I love that you said challenging because it takes work, right? Two different souls, but it's the best work.
It's the best work. It's the best work because if you're willing, you'll grow. And if you're willing to always look at yourself in every situation, I feel like that's the most beautiful thing you can personally learn when it deals with another person, is how can you self-reflect with every challenge and not ever look at the other person like that's it or you're the problem. And that's something that I see with a lot of couples, that that's the biggest growth phase that I always try to bring myself. Anytime I feel a type of way, I'm like, okay, let me reflect on how I'm feeling and what I can do about how I'm feeling, right? Versus how I'm feeling and what he can do about how I'm feeling. So that's been my biggest growth, is just real taking radical responsibility for my feelings and emotions and how to communicate with myself and also how to communicate with him from a place of love.
Beautiful said. I love it. This is so much fun. I love the alignment here. I wanted to ask you, one of the things that you talk about often is this transition, maybe this difference between chasing and receiving. And I
Yeah.
think that's so beautiful. I'd love for you to unpack that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I feel like receiving is like surrender. So when you look at chasing and receiving, if you're chasing something, I feel like it's coming from the mind. Like, I need to get this, or I need this money, I need this success, I need this relationship. And you can be chasing it because what you feel like it's going to give you, maybe a feeling or a reality or whatever. But receiving is to me more spiritual. And it is about setting an intention and being open to what's most in alignment with you. And so it's more passive, it's more feminine. You know, for me, I've been an entrepreneur, and I am an entrepreneur that is very much heavy masculine and feminine energy. But I've had to learn that really leaning into the feminine energy of receiving and surrender has brought me the greatest things in life that are most aligned with me as well.
Yeah, I think that it's already here, everything that we desire. It's about being receptive to it.
Yeah.
And so many times we find ourselves disconnecting or creating a disconnection. And chasing for me is something that I experienced a lot when I was more in my masculine energy, Wall Street and all that, like constantly chasing. But it's a totally different energy than being able to receive. I think that's maybe a little more feminine. And also, like you said, what's more in alignment that maybe you didn't even have on the whiteboard or see coming.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Because like spiritual, if you're spiritually aligned, I believe that the universe and God like is abundant and all encompassing. So when you're in alignment with nature, with that God energy, everything that's meant for you will find you. And the only thing that can take you off is if you get detoured chasing or being stuck in the mind, like, or looking at someone else saying, oh, wait, they have that, so I want that. Or reality, or I guess the way the world is, I'm supposed to do A, B, C, and D, and you're basing it off of culture or customs or societal norms versus what you authentically feel inside. And I feel like when you don't base your reality off of spiritual alignment, you can get stuck in frustration and you don't even know why. You're like, why am I frustrated? I'm doing everything right. But when you lean back, you realize, like, oh, I'm forcing and I'm not allowing and I'm not accepting what's in front of me.
That's beautiful. So that's probably the best feedback, right? Is to pay attention to how you're feeling.
Exactly. Your feelings are everything. I always tell people your emotions are your best friend. Your emotions are energy and motion. And if you're frustrated, sad, then if you say, okay, frustration, okay, sadness, okay, anger, what are you trying to show me? Then you build a healthy relationship with your emotions and you can move in a direction to honor those emotions as your friends versus I'm trying not to be sad or I'm fine. That was my friend. I'm good. And deep inside, I would be sad or hurting. And so I learned how to really address my emotions as my best friend and then say, what are you trying to teach me? And then when I'm happy, also like, okay, I'm happy, this is good, but also not over glorifying that happiness because I know it's cyclical. Like I'll go through these different moments. So finding this equanimous state to where I'm at peace is, I feel like, the most powerful thing. Hey, David!
Hello. Oh my gosh, I had the worst Microsoft incident. Thank you for your patience. I have things removed from my calendar and I just went off my memory of 7:30 a.m. and it
Yeah.
was at 7. So God bless both of you. Baruch Hashem, Siegel, thank you for your patience. I'm
Where are you
not missing.
where are you right now, Dave?
I'm in Charleston. I am celebrating my honorary doctorate that I got yesterday. It was super exciting. So Julie and I came from Sherman College over to Charleston to celebrate the weekend.
Can you show us the red hair?
Congratulations.
Dave,
Yes,
show us the red hair.
the Jewish mom, Holy Grail. I am now officially a doctor, a lawyer, and a failure. Just like my mom said, doctor, lawyer, or failure. She created my destiny.
I love it.
Wow.
I
That's
love it. You know
amazing.
what? You're talking to Dave right now to two newlyweds. I know it was a long time ago for you, but do you remember the first year you got married? What was the biggest shift for you in the relationship?
For me, it was my problems, my issues. Serious OCD. My identity was money, and my wife has always been a great reflection of the truth, and she has no problem telling me the truth to perfect me and progress me. And, you know, as everybody knows, she saved my life, and I still am a newlywed. It grosses out my kids, but that's okay. But I think the hardest thing was, you know, to have someone that is, you know, really with you and is a reflection of you. And you start having to handle the truth about yourself when you're married. And, you know, sometimes it's a very painful process. I now that I'm 27 going on 28 years married, I read something about everybody in life is married 3 times. Sometimes it's to the same person, sometimes it's to different people, but there's like these 3 periods of marriage, and I really believe that. And luckily, I'm in the best stage or period of my marriage. It's a combination of being a newlywed and a best friend, and you know all the exciting things that you've learned in those 27 years.
Well, you're definitely kicking outside your coverage, so I want to say well done.
Yeah, tell me about it. My grandfather told me all you need is one intimate partner. That'll be the liaison between you and life, and I picked the best one.
Amen. Beautiful. This is great. Thank you for sharing that, Dave. Before we land the plane, Koya, I wanted to ask you. I know. First of all, am I pronouncing your name right, Koya?
What'd you say?
How do I pronounce your first name?
Koya?
Okay, great. Just making sure. You talk about every day waking up with intention. I think that's so simple and yet so profound. Why is that so important for you?
I feel like waking up with intention is giving you the opportunity to take control of your day and really set your pace for your day. Like for me, some days I move faster in my morning, some days I move slower. Instead of letting the world decide, because there's always going to be emails in your inbox, there's always going to be things to look at on social media. But when you set your intention, again, you're coming back to spiritual alignment. You're saying, okay, how am I feeling? What do I need to feel good and in alignment today? And you're basing your day off that versus letting work and society determine how your day is going to be. Like if you wake up with the news, you might see something on and you're starting your day frustrated or angry. Or you might see someone on social media and then you start your day feeling less than because you don't have what they have. But when you start your day with your own personal intention, how do I want to feel today? Like today, I don't want to feel productive. Today, I want to feel at peace. I want to feel loved up and nurtured and self-care. And Monday, I might want to feel productive. So there I am setting my intention for my day so that I can decide the pace of my day, the flow of my day, versus waking up and letting social media or society or someone else decide the pace and tone of my day.
Most people are living reactive, like robotic. A word that comes to mind that you just articulated was proactive. Dave, looked like something was coming through for you too.
Oh shit. I mean, look, just get your pencils ready because I've been working on this for so long. And the best way that I can articulate it is, and notice that we talked about the way we want to feel. That's because intention is what you do, say, think, feel, and believe. And feeling, believe it or not, is the highest resonance, its highest frequency. Greatest awareness and enlightenment occurs in feeling. And that's why people remember, recollect, remind with feeling. They don't with facts. But check this one out. You ready? So when you're intentional, you're living in the mainstream, not not trying to please the mainstream. And I think that is the greatest and clearest way I can articulate to people. I call it the virtual Great Gatsby that's occurring. There's so many people. I just visited Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island, where they have the Breakers and the Biltmore and the Vanderbilts built their huge fortune and lost it all in this idea of the early 20s and the Great Gatsby. I see today social media are all these virtual Great Gatsby people, except for they don't have any money. They're just pretending like they're living these perfect lives, like the Vanderbilts got to do. Spend money on ridiculous shit, buying things that you don't need to impress people you don't like. The good news for those Great Gatsby virtual players out there, you don't have anything to lose. You know, the Vanderbilts lost the greatest fortune in the world. They lost over a period of time. So let's all try to be in the mainstream with our intention and not try to please the mainstream.
Well said. Amen. Koya, before we jump today, I know you have so many things going on. What are you most jazzed about right now?
What am I most jazzed about? Honestly, I'm jazzed about the magic of life. I mean, my fertility journey is the most exciting thing, being recently married and being open to starting family, because when I grew up as a Southern girl, I wanted to have 8 to 12 kids. I just wanted to grow up and cook and be barefoot and pregnant. That was what I aspired to be. And so through trauma and also, becoming independent and learning myself, being a thought leader when it comes to well-being, and now holding space for people to live a healthy, active lifestyle is a very beautiful mission I've been able to accomplish. But now, after meeting the love of my life, I'm going back to that childhood dream of wanting to start family. And so I would say, of all the things and all the beautiful things that I'm doing, that's what I'm most jazzed about, is just starting family with my husband, and yeah, seeing what that looks
What
like.
an awesome, authentic, honest answer. I love that for you. Hopefully, God willing, I'm right there with you in the not too distant future. I know our community is going to want to go deeper with you. What's the best way for them to kind of stay informed and stay up to date in your movie?
Definitely follow me here on Instagram, and then join me in the Life Reset. Like, Life Reset, even if you feel like you have everything going in your life, the Life Reset is a beautiful way to check in with every area of your life and ask yourself, is there one thing I can do to take this area to the next level? And just focusing on one thing at a time, I think, can help a lot of people just grow a little bit each month. And that's where I'm taking people.
You're a beautiful soul. Thank you so much for your unbelievable energy today. Dave, one final nugget. Want to take us
Yeah.
home?
Thanks for your patience, everyone. And let's do more, both of you. For me, please join me on the Aspire Business Tour. We'll be there in Phoenix this week with Goggins and Itzler and Story, and the great thought leaders of business will be there. So come and join us. And then I'll be in Vegas at the Wynn. Stop by there, filming the second half of season 8 for office hours. And then May 15th, on the way from Go Fund Yourself, filming in a SoFi Mastermind and VIP dinner. I'm going to be with Craig Siegel in New York City, speaking at his event, the CLS Elevate Experience there. And so May 15th, come and join Craig and I. Very excited. Remember, be in the mainstream. Don't please the mainstream. I love you all. Thanks. I'll see you guys soon.
This was awesome. Thank you both. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. We'll chat offline.
Congrats. Take care.
Bye, guys. Awesome conversation. The Paradigm Shift episode 215 in the books. If you weren't already following Koya, don't walk, run. She's awesome, beautiful soul, ton of energy, just a bright light. And sounds like we're on a similar path there. Dave, thank you as always. And if you want to come see us in New York City, May 15th, technically we're sold out, but because of the demand, we just had to get some bigger space. I think it's going to be the event of the year personally. I'm not so big into these rah-rahs anymore. This is about transformation, about changing the way you think, about making unbelievable connections. That's appealing to you, you can reach out. Just text us, 917-634-3796. And I love you guys. Hope that you play big this weekend, whatever that looks like for you. Challenge your limitations. Remember who you really are. And who you really are is limitless. Love you guys. I'm off to Bar Mitzvah. Have a great weekend.